It's very important.
Don't think your voice doesn't matter, because it does. Every voice matters.
BJ. I'm like, I know they like to talk, so. Advocacy means to me about having a voice and to talk to others and to make sure that your voice is loud and can be heard.
Advocacy means that people with developmental disabilities can speak up for themselves, get their wants and needs met, as long as get the help that they need.
Advocacy means to me about standing up for one right and being respectful and honest, and also as you would do unto others, as you would do to yourself.
Advocacy means stopping, listening, taking in another person, and helping them actualize their wants, needs, and desires using your gifts and privileges that maybe not everybody in the world has.
I think it's very important. You have to speak out for yourself because nobody's going to fight for you as much as you do.
What advocacy means to me is that everybody helps everybody else. Like going to the mall and getting special tables set up so people with disabilities can sit together without having to sit distance apart, or making sure a ramp is put in so somebody can get into a building.
Advocacy means that you should speak up and deliver more messages to everybody who cannot speak for themselves.
The reason why advocacy is important to me is because basically a lot of people that are disabled don't really know how to stand up for themselves and speak out for themselves when they're in a difficult issue.
Advocacy means to me that people with disabilities have a voice, and it is important for you to speak up and use your voice to say what you want to say in your services and change your services whenever you need to.
Well, advocacy means everything to me. It's the fiber of my being, and it's who I am, because I believe when I help others, I help myself. When I help them learn to speak up for themselves, that's when true change happens.
Okay, well, let's record the sit down. I think it's very important. You have to speak out for yourself because nobody's gonna fight for you as much as you do. So when somebody tells you, oh, well, no, you can't do that, no, yes, you can. You absolutely can, you always can.
Advocacy is very important to help build self-esteem. Self-esteem goes a long way for everybody.
For a long time, we didn't have a voice, at least not when I was a child back in the 60s and 70s. And it's so important for people to be able to speak up now and have their dreams realized.
I think one of the most important things a human being can do in this world is uplift others. And I think the first step in uplifting others is learning about them, and that's advocating for them.
Well, it's very important because when I was younger, we didn't have any of this stuff. When I lived in Kenmore, there wasn't any curb cuts. We couldn't use our wheelchairs to get on, down, and up the sidewalk. My mother had to carry us from the bus to the house because there was no curb cuts back in the 70s. So advocacy is very important so that we can get around.
100% important. I think advocacy is more important because it's a great opportunity for yourself and to get others to speak up for yourself, speak up.
Well, basically, the reason why it's important is sometimes I would actually have difficulty to speak out for myself. So I'm basically learning how to speak up for myself and stand up for myself when I'm going through a lot of difficult stuff.
Well, I know it's important to me. I don't know if it's important to other people, but I know some people it's not important, but it's important to me. I like to advocate for myself. I like to advocate for others. So I know people are a little shy, so they might, I guess you have to get rid of your nervousness in order to speak up. I know I was kind of like that before, but I got over it.
Advocacy is important to me because without advocacy, system change does not happen. System change does not happen in a vacuum. System change happens when we're all together speaking with one voice.
No, you're good. Oh, I hope the future of self-advocacy looks like we can all meet in person and hang out together.
I hope that the future with advocacy keeps going, runs strong, and with people like us, other people will be successful in what they choose to do with their lives.
I want people to be able to speak up for themselves, get out in their communities, live their lives the way they want to, whether that's living on their own, living in a group home, whatever that means to them, I want them to be able to do.
The future of advocacy, I'd like to see it grow and to aspire more and maybe link up to other self-advocates.
My hope for the future of self-advocacy is that a lot more people in this world will actually help others stand out for themselves and help them speak up more for themselves.
I really want the future of advocacy to look more authentic and more real life situations that we go through. One thing that a lot of people with disabilities do go through is height differentiation. Certain things that are up high for us are usually not as good for us, so we have to use different tools and stuff to get stuff down, but that's usually, it's harder because of caution of dropping things, and usually not such a good thing for when you're short like I am.
The future of advocacy means to me that everyone has an advocate and that we provide advocacy not only to those we serve, but those who are doing the serving as well, and get everybody up on the same level where we can all achieve what we want to achieve with our time.
Well, I hope that, I hope that advocacy, like, in the future, like, we won't have to worry about a door being opened because there'll be an automatic button to automatically open it. So I think it's very important for self-advocacy to improve in that respect. We shouldn't even have to, there shouldn't be a question whether it just should be done, period.
Don't think your voice doesn't matter, because it does. Every voice matters, no matter if you've spoken for the first time, the second time, the third time, the first time that you speak could be the most important time. What I hope for the future of advocacy is that everybody has a seat at the table, because if you're not at the table, you're on the menu and your voice is not being heard. How many more people you want me to gather?